Good morning, folks. We've got news on the Sun, the Earth, Ceres, and deep space. We are starting with our star, as always, over at spaceweathernews.com, and we're going to find a very quiet day up on the Sun while the solar wind continues to blow back here at Earth. No solar flares, no big eruptions. The only activity of note was departing on the western limb as one filament destabilized while his companions continued dancing into the night. Solar wind shows the stream has peaked out at 500 kilometers per second, a modest stream from the coronal hole that produced only geomagnetic instability. No official storm condition, which begins at KP5, should be calming from here. That's the coronal hole, and you can really see how it's a transequatorial extension coming up from the south. You likely also remember that it was the maker of the earthquake watch, and we were happy to find our old magnetic connection tool back online. We had 3 connections a few days ago, and we're waiting for more to see those earthquakes, so let's run to the present. Never did fully connect to that coronal hole, skipped it entirely, instead preferring the southern polar crown. And alas, it's been 8 days without a magnitude 6 earthquake. We usually get 3 per week. Up next, we're in Pakistan, where crops have been destroyed and locals stranded due to landslides and washed out roads in a major hailstorm. Pestilence has destroyed 1/3 of Mozambique's crops in just the last 11 months, the worst modern infestation of the corn-eating armyworms. North of that, the system I mentioned a few days ago in Africa rolled through the eastern nations and flooded out Nairobi. The rain was forecasted for weeks, but there just isn't anything that can be done there. Up next, we're at Ceres, where seasonal hydrology is apparently a thing. Ice accumulates, melts, and runs downhill on the largest member of the asteroid belt. The sodium bicarbonate deposits are indicative of those flows. Up next, I'll admit to being a bit puzzled. Study claims all galaxies rotate at the rate of once every billion years. This strongly conflicts with the Sun's known year, only a fourth of that, and we also know the spiral arms don't lag any slower, they all keep up together. So, puzzling conclusion, I must admit. No puzzles with the next one, but it is of the more advanced reading level for observers. Learn how the jets of active galactic nuclei must be of the high magnetization variety in order to distribute and carry energy in which we see them. Last note. Below the daily news and observers introduction over at the website, I've revamped and will continue to keep up with a must-watch list for observers, helpful for newcomers over at suspiciousobservers.org. Folks, please watch yesterday's first The Universe episode here on our channel, and today we've got episode 2 coming in just a bit. No accent this time. We greatly appreciate your support. We've got your wind maps and shots of our star to close. We'll do this all again tomorrow, right here, but right now it's 4:45 a.m. in the new Valley of the Sun. Eyes open, no fear. Be safe, everyone.